Welcome everybody. It's Clarkie's Closet again. And I'm your host, Mark Clark. I know it's an unfortunate name. My father named me after a general. Don't blame me. And today we're going to have a listen to 5 of my pop songs. This is Pop Songs 1. There will be a Pop Songs 2 at some later stage. Maybe in Season 3, who knows? It's all so incredibly exciting. What I was saying before, just to get this off my chest, my name is Mark Clark. I had teachers make me stand up in school in the good old days when you could humiliate students who probably deserved it. They'd make me stand up and say, "What's your name, son?" And my English accent was a little more rounded then, and I used to say, "Mark Clark." And everybody would laugh at me. And then the teacher would say, "Your old man a poet, was he, son?" I used to get them every time. They'd all laugh at me again. So I became a teacher, so I'd get them back, and then they changed the bloody rules, didn't they? You can't say anything to them anymore. They used to throw chalk at us and hit us across the side of the head. With anybody who went to school in the 70s or before will know exactly what I'm talking about. But back to the point I was making. My name is Mark Clark, who was, in fact, a general. My dad was in the Royal Marines, Frank Clark, OAM, as he later became. Very good man, my dad. He named me after General Mark Clark, who was Patton Superior. Omar Bradley got D-Day. Clark was first into Rome because he got the Italian campaign. There were battles like Rapido Rapids and Anzio. He was in charge of the American 5th and first into Rome. He made sure he was first into Rome, I believe, but he was less colourful than Patton, whom many people remember. Patton was actually his junior, I think. I think Clark was actually 4-star general. Anyway, all of that aside, that's why I was called Mark Clark, and it's off my chest now. I don't have to mention it ever again. So, my first song for today is called Mighty Fine Life. I wrote this in 1983. It's about how good it is to be a part of a democracy, regardless of the things that you complain about, because at least you can complain about them. You get a say in a democracy. I like voting because I feel like I've got some amount of power. Frustrated, though, most of us are, I know, in our everyday lives. But it's nice to have a say, and it's nice to be able to say things and not get put in jail or get shot for doing so, as so often happens in autocracies. So this song's about that. It's called Mighty Fine Life. It was the title track to an album I bought out just a short while ago, and it's very Chuck Berry-ish. Have a listen.
It's a mighty fine life if you're born into a good time and a good country too, where the cars and the trains are filled with people and trade, and you can do most things you want to do. Now you may love your country, and it's your right to choose. You're free to complain about election campaigns, about the unions and the budget screws. Open your eyes, step outside and take a look around. What you find is up to you. Now it's a mighty fine life if you're born into a good time and a good country too. But if your seed gets sown in a one-party zone, then you may not get the right to choose. Somebody once told me, so now I'm telling you, it is a mighty fine life if you're born into a good time and in a good country too. Open your eyes, step outside and take a look around. What you find is up to you. Yes, it's a mighty fine life if you're born into a good time in a good country too. But if you see get sown in a one-party zone, then you may not get the right to choose. Now somebody once told me, so now I am telling you, it is a mighty fine life if you're born into a good time in a good country too. And in a good country too.
So that was recorded actually in the 90s. And I changed the words and put it into one of my plays, Wayne Kerr High, which is the subject of one of my shows from the first season. The next song I'm going to play you is called Once Around the Moon. This song was written for a very beautiful young woman who was my age at university. Her name was Melina, and she and I went out one night, and I acted like a total dickhead, basically. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I don't know. I blew it big time. And I don't believe that Melina ever heard this song, although I do believe she teaches or has been teaching somewhere in the western suburbs of Sydney. At least that's the word I got. Well, Melina, if you are listening or if you know Melina, this is a song that I am sending you because I'm very proud of this song, and I recorded it fairly recently, just a few years ago. It's a kind of a pop country type song, and it's really wishful thinking, and you'll know what I mean when you hear the song. Melina, this one goes out to you.
A new and sexy lady had arrived and it was time. The house was mine and I was surely ready, for in that ancient trade to lay. What do you say to start the game? Man, if she don't compromise, she'll have me begging her please. The dinner had run smoothly, everything was going fine. But would she draw the line or was she ready? It's such a damn hard game to play. You mustn't play your cards too late. But just the same, an early display will meet the same fate. And so it's once around the moon, Melina, once around the moon. All you gotta do is take me once around the moon. Well, maybe once around the stars, then back past Jupiter and Mars. And if the morning comes too soon, let's skip the day and spend the morning on the moon. Well, things were getting heated as I fumbled with her arm. And fumble is the word, I wasn't steady. And then she smiled at me and said, "You are nervous, I can tell. Don't be afraid, it's just the same for me as well." Well, so I said once around the moon, Melina, once around the moon. All you gotta do is take me once around the moon. Well, maybe once around the stars, then back past Jupiter and Mars. And if the morning comes too soon, let's skip the day and spend the morning on the moon. Well, I loved her in the bedroom and I loved her in the hall. I loved her in the kitchen and the doorway. It's such a damn fine game we play. But as the morning turned to day, I was surprised I had the power to stay. She kept on begging me, please, please, wishful thinking. So I said once around the moon, Melina, once around the moon. All you had to do was take me once around the moon. Well, maybe once around the stars, then back past Jupiter and Mars. Now if the morning don't get here soon, I declare I'm gonna pass out soon. She kept on begging me, please, please, oh please. The night turned out to be disastrous.
It did indeed, and it was all my fault. I I don't want to talk about it. It's all right. I knocked things over. I just was a complete Burke, as the British would say, and I am British, so I can say I was a complete and utter Burke, and she is the most beautiful young woman, blonde-haired and a lovely, lovely lady. So, Melina, if you're out there, that one was for you. I wrote that at the end of university in 1980, and I finally recorded that for an album called 40 Years Gone in 2019, my notes tell me. So, next, what do we got here? Yes, it's called What Do You Believe In? It's a song that was inspired really by technology, because I got myself a machine called an SQ80, which had a thing called a sequencer on it. All your backing stuff could be done, and I used to take it into pubs playing solo. I'd take the backing track and I'd play my guitar with it. At this time, this was 1988 when I wrote this, and I was just starting to get into playing a bit of electric guitar, and so this is a bit of a step up for me, this one, in terms of production, and I quite like the song. It's about, well, it's called What Do You Believe In, so I guess that's mainly what it's about. The lyric's fairly clear. Have a listen to this one. What do you believe in?
Coke's divine and grass is fine, but what do you believe in? Food and wine and party times, but what do you believe in? Pretty young things in magazines, but what do you believe in? Close-up dreams on movie screens, but what do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Tell me what you're feeling. What do you believe in? Tell me what you're feeling. What do you believe in? VCRs for MTV, but what do you believe in? Life laden with technology, but what do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Tell me what you're feeling. What do you believe in? Tell me what you're feeling. What do you believe in? Do you recall the doubt, the way? Do you recall the reason? Distraction is the price you pay for the passions you are feeling. Twixt birth and death our purpose sways. Now what do you believe in? 'Cause Coke's divine and grass is fine, but what do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in?
Creation is whereby that strength is born.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Development is whereby that
What do you
strength is
believe
expanded.
in?
Fruition is whereby that strength is fulfilled. Consummation is whereby that strength is consolidated.
What do you believe in?
Creation, development, fruition, and consummation are functions of one energy,
Tell me what you're feeling.
starting from effort to end up
What do
in
you believe
spontaneity,
in?
integrating completely with natural principle.
Tell This is the original face of innate knowledge, whereby you can share in the function of heaven, and share in the eternity of heaven. What do you believe in?
And many thanks to Julian, my brother Juz, who put down the basic drum track we used, and to John Samperi, who put down some of the keyboards there. And then I did the rest. And it's somebody told me it sounded very English. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll take that as a compliment. That song ended up on an album called Apes and Angels, which I released in 1989. And the next song is also from that album. It's called My Lover is a Bad Man. Now, there's a bit of a story around this. I had a publisher from Polygram come to my flat where I lived in Westmead. I think I talked about this last week for anybody who was listening. Apes and Angels was the title track, and he felt that those lyrics were too obscure. He didn't like What Do You Believe In because he felt it didn't have a chorus. And I also sent him this next song I'm going to play you, My Lover is a Bad Man. He didn't mind it, but he thought the chorus needed to be doubled. The version I'm going to play you was the original version I sent him. The second version, because both versions are on Apes and Angels, the second version is better played because Jason Garwood was playing guitar on it and my brother Jaz was drumming on it. And he sent it to America, apparently, to a few acts, and none of them picked it up. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So here it is. My Lover is a Bad Man.
At night when I rest my poor head down to sleep, I pray the Lord Jesus my soul to keep. But my thoughts won't fly upward, I'm sorry to say. My salvation is far, far away. My lover has a natural way of giving me commands and making me obey. He comes into my bedroom while my daddy's away. He puts his lips upon mine so my mama don't wake. He is a bad man. He's alright. My lover is a bad man. All night. He only comes a calling when he wants my love. And it seems to me that he can never get enough. Last night I sat a thinking that I should be strong when he came sneaking up behind me and he sang this song. He sang, hello darling, I've got a little present for you. I turned around and gazed into those big brown eyes, and believe me, there was nothing I can do. He is a bad man. He's alright. My lover is a bad man. All night. Last night I sat a thinking that I should be strong when he came sneaking up behind me and he sang a song. He sang,
Hello, darling. I got a little present for you.
I turned around and gazed into those big brown eyes, and believe me, there was nothing I could do. He is a bad man. He's alright. My lover is a bad man. All night. And please, you gotta help me, 'cause I'm out of control. I got a lot upon my mind, but I got the devil in my soul. He's forcing me to do things that I know ain't right. He's got me singing his Bible every day and night. He is a bad man. He's alright. My lover is a bad man. All night.
and the female singer there was Dee DeMarco. She has a lovely voice, and I thank her for allowing me to record her for that song. Way back in 1992 it was, I think, because we played together in a show called Bawdy Bill's Theatre Restaurant Baby I Like It rock and roll show. Back there in 1992, I guess it was. My son was a little baby, I remember that, having him backstage, and he's now pushing 32, so it was some time ago. You do the maths. Okay, so the next and last song for today is called Preacher Man. It deals with the issue of people knocking on your door and telling you about God or whatever it is they believe in. Now, I'm not a religious person. If you are, you are, and if you're not, you're not. That's fine. I just figure I don't know anything. It's like an ant trying to work out how to form a particle accelerator. I think it's well beyond human beings to know what's going on. I don't believe I know any more than anybody else, and I don't believe I know less than anybody else when it comes to matters of the hereafter. And this is a song about that, and it won me an award some years ago now, 1997 it was, South Pacific Song Contest. I got what's it called, an Order of Merit or something. In other words, a thanks for coming for this song. I actually wrote it for The Gods Show, which was my third musical comedy that we put on at the Richmond School of Arts in 1990. In that year, I think it was 1997. Yes, so have a listen to this and see what you think of it.
Preacher man, there you stand, knocking on my front door with your godly hand, and so imperious, you drop me in the lap of your gods. Do you think that I need your understanding of the nature of things? Don't be so serious, don't drop me in the lap of your gods. You tell me what's right and what is wrong. You foretell who dies and who lives long. You give me the truth according to your God Club. You show me the light that I should see. You preview my date with destiny. You tell me to have faith and believe like you. Preacher man, understand, you're no more, no less than any other man. It's just the fear in us that leads us to the lap of our gods. It may be chance, it may be planned, but you're no more, no less than any other man. And it's just the fear in us that lands us in the lap of our gods. I may not believe as you believe, on many things we would disagree, but neither of us knows really what's going on. How can you honestly tell me that you know, when other men just as bright or slow think differently, yet they are as sure of the truth as you. Preacher man, there you stand, knocking on my front door with your godly hand, and so imperious, you drop me in the lap of your gods. To really know, though we scrub at the rock of ages, so in the end it will turn to sand and blow away. And what if that revelation comes? Can you be sure it's the same for everyone? It may be better to close your mouth and simply walk away. Preacher man, understand, as you're knocking on my front door with your godly hand, that it's just the fear in us that leads us to the lap of our gods.
Singing it with a London accent and all, isn't it? Like my Uncle Larry and Uncle Bill. It was actually written as part of the Gods Show and therefore was sung by Orpheus and the Underworld. The Underworld was the name of the band. Orpheus was the name of the singer, and I thought I'd do it with an English accent, just for a bit of effect, really. I do like singing like that. So that ends today's show, and next week I'm going to sing you some love songs. Love Songs 1 is coming up next week. Hope you can join me then. If you've enjoyed Clarkie's Closet, a podcast, have a look at markclark.com.au and have a listen to some of the songs and read some of the scripts and bits and pieces of the novels. You can even have a listen to me reading some of them if you so desire. See you next time.